Hello everyone, welcome to the GitHub Virtual Africa Meetup for March. I'm super excited to be here and I look forward to speaking today. To get right into it, today I'm going to be talking about building for the world from Nigeria with open source. And to do this, I'm going to be taking one of my projects that I maintain, an open source project called the Made in Nigeria open source project. We're going to be doing a case study of this project today and see how we can get some data from it to better see how Nigerians are building solutions, open source projects for the world. So let's get right into it. Before I go too far, I need to introduce myself and give a little bit of background into what I do. My name is Adewale Abati, but a lot of people call me Ace or Ace Kid, as the case may be. And I'm currently a front-end engineer and also developer advocate at Flutterwave, a global payments gateway service out of Lagos, Nigeria. I'm also a web engineer. I am very passionate about the web. I feel like the web is the future because basically you can access the web from anywhere, your mobile phone, your PlayStation, your fridge, smart devices and everything. I feel like the web, the potential for the web is limitless. And as we continue to move forward, technology-wise, we're going to continue taking advantage of the web. It's never going to go extinct. So I'm a big fan of the web and what we can do on the web. So I'm also an open sourcer. I started, contributed to open source in 2016. I started with a friend's project, and I was like, you know what, this is a great way for me to learn, network with people, build interesting projects myself, and just basically be a part of that network and community to share information and knowledge. Just be a part of the community, basically. I'm also a YouTuber. I share my experiences on YouTube. You can definitely check it out. You can follow me on Twitter or check out my YouTube and see some of the videos I share. I do videos on tech lifestyle, some coding videos, some tech videos as well. It's basically a channel that covers my experiences as a tech person out of Lagos, Nigeria. A brief background into the project we're talking about today is the Made in Nigeria repo, like I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to tell you a story before we get too far. Story was when I started contributing to open source. Like I said, I knew a lot of people that were building interesting solutions, but there were also a lot of people that were not sure about the community at the time. That was in 2016 in Nigeria. Due to this, lack of connectivity, you can compare that year right now to the number of meetups that we have, number of communities that you can reach out to here in Lagos. So at that point in time, there were a lot of speculations, there were a lot of talks about Nigerians just consuming content like libraries, open source projects, and we didn't have the skill or talent yet to actually build these solutions. I disagreed strongly because I knew amazing developers that were building stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a step out to see and gather a list of people that I know that are building solutions that are not just for local use, but can be used anywhere in the world, basically. Like, one of the criteria for this project is that it has to be have global relevance, has to be created by a Nigerian, have global relevance, and also to be able to confirm that this project is in fact legit and being used by people. There's a requirement that used to be 5+ stars, but now it has been increased to 10+ stars, just to increase the quality of projects that make it into this list. Late last year, the project eventually made it into the Made in Africa collection, where you see interesting projects that are built out of Africa. So you should definitely check that out and check out other projects in the collection as well. You can visit the website that lists all these projects at madeinnigeria.dev, and you can also send a PR or just take a look at the repo itself at github.com/acekid/madeinnigeria. So why is it important to do this? When you look back at GitHub's 2020 state of the Octoverse, you realize that Nigeria is actually a growing community when it comes to contributors on GitHub. I don't think this is something that just happened out of the blues. I used to be a developer advocate at Ingressive, where we built a community of student developers that were being trained with how to use GitHub, Microsoft tools, contribute to open source, and just be a part of the community. So this has been efforts of so many communities, so many people that are looking to share knowledge, and also the support that has been rendered by some organizations, GitHub inclusive, to make sure that people are parts of communities and also have access to free knowledge on the internet. A lot of this is done through open source and sharing free resources to developers that want to improve their skill set and be a part of the community to learn and make impact as well. So it's no surprise to me personally to see that Nigeria is actually one of the top countries and regions that is increasing year by year on GitHub, as stated by GitHub's state of the Octoverse. So definitely check that out, octoverse.github.com. So let's get right into the stats about what this project has done so far. It's been 4 years. I've been collating this project for 4 years now, and it's just me. There have been 95 contributors that have helped add other projects to this list. we have 102 creators in total that have been able to also add 186 projects. So when you go to the website right now, you can find 186 projects that are built by Nigerians for global use, and it can be used like anywhere, literally anywhere. So like I mentioned, the project has been running for 4 years, and in that period of time, a lot of people have tried to, just have a copy of the project or like fork it to be able to contribute later on. That's 272 forks and 477 stars as the actual stats related to the project. Now we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into what the project actually tells us, like the content of the project itself, not just the, repo, GitHub data. Is like, what does this project actually mean? A lot of these projects, a lot of them have grown in popularity. They've shown that they are relevant and useful to the global world. And then looking at this project, we have a combined total number of 49,231 stars. Like when you look at all the projects in this repo and you combine them together, they sum up to 49,231 stars. That's like almost 50K. That's a lot. I mean, I don't know what the average is, because we have like 186 projects, like I mentioned, and we have 49,231 stars. I think that's a lot. Also, because of this repo and of course the importance of the project themselves, the relevance of the project themselves, we've been able to share and collaborate with people like, this is a project that you can contribute to, and more people have been able to contribute to this project themselves. You have people that are new to open source and like, I don't know how to contribute. I don't know what project to contribute to. A recommendation I normally give is that it's easier for you to contribute to a project that that you use already, or that that, this is my friend that is building this thing, or I know this person building this thing. You can reach out for support. You can say, I'm trying to do this on this project, but I don't know how to do it, and I see that you are the creator. Can you guide me? You get to learn a lot from that platform. You get to learn a lot, taking out time to actually learn and communicate with someone that is not so far away. The person is not in the United States. He's not a foreigner. It's someone that you're very familiar with and you can reach out to. And of course, in some cases, there are also foreigners that contribute to this project. All of them do not come from Made in Nigeria repo, but the Made in Nigeria repo has been able to encourage people to just find this project and contribute to them as well as they can. So across 196 projects that we have right now on the repo, 1,049 total contributors have made a comment or two to this project. So yeah, this is where it gets a little bit serious, and when you're like, this is why we should actually take data a little bit seriously, is when you realize that as good as this project has been growing, as fast as it has been growing, it doesn't really paid out when it comes to women interaction and women participation. Only 3 out of 95 contributors that have added one project or the other to this repo are actually women, which I think is very sad. It shows that we need to provide a more enabling platform to encourage women to be a part of open source. It begs a lot of questions myself as a maintainer, like do I need to change my approach to outreach to reach more women to actually show that they can contribute to this repo. It's not a male thing. Women can be a part of this open source project. Women can be encouraged to take advantage of the platforms that they have. They can be encouraged to share their projects, share projects of their friends without any limitation. It also boils down to the community itself. Are the community very supportive? Are they encouraging? I know a lot of amazing communities already. I know She Code Africa. I know a few others that have been dedicated to train and support women. Learning how to code and also participating in open source. But when I saw that this number is like really, really low, 3 out of 95 women, it begs the question like, what more can we do to make this platform more supportive and more and encourage more women to actually participate in contributing to this repo and share their project as well. One of the reasons I'm actually doing this kind of talk is to encourage more people, provide more awareness, more outreach for people to see this project and encourage more of their friends and colleagues to actually contribute. So when you look at this and realize that just 3.75% of contributors are women, it kind of explains the next slide where only 4 out of 102 creators are women. So the question now comes, how can we encourage more women to not only contribute to the repo, the Made in Nigeria repo, but to also feel very comfortable to share their projects that they build either at work or in their silo, on their own, to actually feel more comfortable sharing this project with the world, sharing this project with the rest of their colleagues, and get more collaborators to it. So we realized that we need to create a more enabling platform, not only to encourage and support women to feel more comfortable sharing their projects, creating projects, being a part of open source community, and just feeling more comfortable to put their work out there. I think this is very important because right now it's very disappointing for me personally as a maintainer, seeing that out of all the creators that in this kind of repo, we have like 1 and 2 creators and only 4 are women. So I'm doing this kind of talk, like I mentioned earlier, to be able to get more people to be aware of this, more women, more developers, and see that we can actually share more of these projects that covers as much of the demographic as possible. So we as a community need to come together to think about, oh, this is the way that we can balance out this, this huge gap between people that are creating and participating in open source, and try to balance this out, because we cannot continue to have this, difference in demographic generally. When you also look at it, you realize that a few organizations out of Nigeria as well are building open source projects, but we also need more of these companies to step up as well, to not only encourage their developers to build more open source projects, but also share projects that they build internally as fulfilling a particular goal that can serve other companies in the ecosystem, and encourage them to build solutions faster and scale faster as well. In this repo, there are a few popular projects. One of the most popular ones is Chakra Ui. Chakra Ui has been growing incredibly, so fast, so well in the last year. If I remember correctly, about this time last year when I did the talk on something similar, Chakra Ui was at about 4,000 stars and 30 contributors, give or take, and now the project has continued to grow very fast, and now it has like 16,000 stars and 344 contributors. That's a huge community right there. It's a very interesting project. It's a simple, modular, and accessible component library for React applications, and a lot of people out there are building on it. So Chakra UI is built by an Nigerian and is used by developers from all over the world, people building on it, people using it in their production applications, people building libraries on top of it. And I feel like it's amazing, and it's just an example of the kind of projects that can come out of any part of the world, but in this case, Nigeria. There are also some very interesting other ones that are very popular as well. We have Image AI, which is a Python library that is built to empower developers to build applications and systems with self-contained computer vision capabilities. We have Altai, a sleek GraphQL client app for querying GraphQL servers. We also have the Magic Grid, which is a simple lightweight JavaScript library for dynamic grid layouts. We have so many other amazing projects here, but I can just list everyone here. So definitely check out the project; it's amazing. But like I mentioned earlier, Chakra UI is one of the most popular ones, and is growing rapidly right now. You can check it out. A lot of people, if you use React especially, a lot of people are building on it, and it's like the wave right now. It's built by a Nigerian, so definitely check it out. So the next thing is, what languages are used to build this project, these open source projects that are used globally, and JavaScript is like right on top of there. It's one of the most popular tools that are being used. People build love JavaScript libraries, tools and the rest of that. HTML and CSS right behind that. I think this indicates that a lot of open source projects that are built in this community is built for the web. A few of them include Java, Python, mobile, and likes. But most open source projects coming out of this side of the world is targeted towards the web. Yeah, as we start to wrap this up, I need to give a shout out to the creators that are the ones powering this repo in itself. One of my goals about this project in itself is to put these names out there to ensure that people are aware that there's talent in the community, there's talent in Nigeria, there's talent everywhere, and we need to start presenting these opportunities that developers from this side of the world as well can also build world-class projects, can build amazing projects, and these names are just proof of that. Like, especially for others that are watching right now, if you're a developer out of this side of the world, you know that you can also build amazing solutions. You can build solutions that can be used somewhere at the other end of the world, and it's not limited to just where you are. You can think outside the box. You can build projects that solve your own problems and can solve another person's problem, in Australia or somewhere else at the other end of the world, if you get what I mean. So these projects, these creators are the ones that right now are on the list, have their projects on the repo, and are building amazing solutions. The Creator Cloud is basically, showcasing number of projects that they've added to this repo. We have Unico Developer. I think he has about 10, 12, if not more projects. We have Iria, Devin. Our projects are also amazing. I'm a fan of one of our projects as well. We have so many names there. Shegun Adebayo, also, creator of the Chakra UI. We have Bad Coda, who is also a creator of Tensei.js, which is a new, headless JavaScript library that was created, I think, about 2 weeks ago. So definitely check these guys out. There are people that organizations can reach out to. There are people that you can reach out to as well as a developer, to collaborate, contribute to their projects, and just basically, check this out. I also want to like say a huge thanks to the contributors, because without them, this list would not have made it. This repo would not have made it this to this point. We've been able to grow from me just gathering these repos by myself to different people sending in PRs, sending in pull requests to actually add projects that are amazing, that they think are amazing, and that meet the criteria to be created by a Nigerian. Have 10 plus stars and also of global relevance. So these contributors, to appreciate them, that they are the ones that actually have supported this project all along over the 4 years and make it what it is today. So this is one of the most important parts of this entire talk that I've been giving so far. I have a few key takeaways that I'm like, okay, are these things that we should take away from this repo, from this presentation? But at the same time, I want people out there to also think about the data that I presented, because I feel like you will also have like a new specific insight of your own and say, okay, what are the things that you actually took away from this and that we can work on as a community to not only showcase the talent from this side of the world, but to also grow our skills, participate in open source, contribute to this project, and also learn and spread the word as well. So I'm going to just share 3 of my own key takeaways that I think we can work on. I'm definitely open to chatting about this with any other person. You could be in chat, we could talk about this on social media, but basically these are the takeaways I want us to, like, at least from my point of view, to start with as we move forward with this project. I think the first and the most obvious one is that we need to provide a platform that supports and encourages women to share their projects, feel comfortable participating in open source communities. We need to create a very enabling platform and continue to support women in tech. The next thing is JavaScript is right on top. A lot of these projects are powered by JavaScript. So if you know JavaScript today, I think you can get started contributing to open source projects. HTML, CSS, like those are like things we learned from the beginning, especially if you're a web engineer. You can start contributing to open source. It doesn't have to be something complex. And since if you're in this community already, you know some of these people, you know some of these names on the screen, you can reach out to them. You can start contributing by just, asking for support from these people about their projects, how you can get started. And I'm sure if not most of them will be open to also supporting you and guiding you, through your open source journey. So definitely, get started on that hand. And the last one is that talent is everywhere. There are people contributing from Lagos, Lokoja, Abuja. Some are Nigerians that are outside the country, but they are building these solutions for global use. And I feel like if we as developers have been feeling, stumped, or can I build this kind of solution? Can I build the next Vue.js? Can I build React? That kind of thing. I feel like location doesn't matter, and we as a people, there's talent everywhere, and you should feel that way as well. That you can build solutions that can power, the next big things in the world. So start contributing, start participating, be a part of the community, take advantage of these platforms, and just be the next big thing. And also, the organizations out there should know that this talent is also here. It's one of my important goals about this project is that people should know that there's talent here. You can talk with these creators, contributors, and basically be a part of the community down here to continue to grow the community and also get value from the community as well. So those are my key takeaways, and I'm looking forward to discussing more of this with people, organizations, and just getting these names and these projects out there as well. So thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this talk as much as I did. I hope I was able to share some insights that are useful and people motivated to contribute to open source now, seeing that their colleagues, their friends, popular names that they already know started from somewhere and are building amazing solutions for global use. So if you have any questions, you can definitely hit me up on Twitter. And before I wrap up, I would like to give a shout out to Lorna and Adebayo Oluwatosin. They are both data analysts, and they kind of kickstarted this entire project, supporting me to be able to share some of these data insights with the rest of the world. Like, this is the information that we can get from this project. So it's not just a project sitting down in that corner. Thanks to their help, I was able to get started with this and start collecting this data. So thank you so much, Lorna and Adebayo. And thank you so much to everyone that has watched this so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope if you take aways, I hope you are ready to start with open source. I hope you're ready to be part of the community. And yes, I'm definitely open to answering your questions or having a discussion about this after the talk. So thank you so much, guys, for having me. I'll see you next time.